Hello, everyone. It is still March Madness here in Karen Yankovich land. And I am here daily with some LinkedIn strategy tips, questions I get from you, right? Questions that I'm getting from people that follow me on different platforms or whatever. So I decided to go live for the next couple weeks, pretty much every day, to answer your questions. So one, so first of all, an error occurred. I think I'm not live on LinkedIn. Let me try that again. Okay, now I'm live. All right, I'm gonna rewind for those of you that heard this already. My name is Karen Yankovich. This is March Madness LinkedIn Strategy. I'm gonna be live pretty much daily, 8:30 in the mornings Eastern Time to answer your questions. I get a lot of questions from people on all things LinkedIn and PR strategy. So I thought this would be kind of a fun way to kind of deliver some answers to you. We are live today. Good thing I looked, because when I looked, we were not live there. We are live today in Facebook, and I have a Facebook group. If you have not joined our Facebook group yet, you can join it at linkedinforwomencommunity.com. We're live on Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, and Twitter, because why not? I don't know that anybody ever watches it live on YouTube or Twitter, but you know what? Why not? And it kind of goes with today's question. So first of all, let me tell you that if you have a question you want answered, what you would like me to answer on this March Madness LinkedIn Strategy Series, send me an email to karen@sheslinkedup.com, or you can go to karenyankovich.com/speakpipe and leave me an audio message, and you can leave your question there and I can play it here, which would be kind of fun. And I'm happy to answer your questions. Listen, I've got some to go through, but I would much rather be timely with these. If you have something in particular that you want me to talk about, I'd love to know what that is. So the question I get a lot, and because we just started this, we don't actually have actual questions here. So I'm just kind of going with questions I get a lot until you guys start sending me more questions in. But the question I get a lot is, who do I follow? Like, I know you're telling me to follow. I don't want to be a spammer. Like, so what do I do? How do I build my LinkedIn network authentically? And it's interesting because this is a tip that I have been sharing a lot on podcasts that I'm interviewed on, or groups or events that I'm speaking at. And I realized I haven't really talked enough about it to my own audience. So I thought today would be a good time to talk about that. And P.S., if you are looking for a guest for your podcast and you think some LinkedIn and PR strategy would be a good conversation, I'd love an invitation. Or if you've got an event coming up that you're looking for a speaker at, love an invitation to that as well. Because this is the kind of thing I talk about on those things. And as I was being interviewed yesterday for a podcast, I thought, I have not talked about this to my own audience enough. So here I am. We're talking about cross-pollinating your network. So what do I mean by that? I said to you, well, people ask me, how do I build my LinkedIn network? Well, one really great, this is a good tip. If you're going to want to share this video with your audience, we spend a lot of time building our networks, right? Instagram, Facebook, our email lists, right? And for the most part, just kind of like I'm doing here right now, and even with my podcast, I'm talking at people, right? I'm talking at people. And when you're posting on social media, you're talking at people. When people subscribe to your email list, you're talking at people. What I want you to do is use LinkedIn to make some of these conversations two-way conversations, right? So instead of hiring some random firm to spam 100 people a day to message people on LinkedIn to see if they might be interested in what you do, why not deepen the relationships with people you already know are interested in what you do because they follow you, right? So let's use Instagram, for example. Let's say you're an Instagram influencer. You've got a lot of Instagram followers. Have you ever taken time, just do this, take 20 minutes today and do this. Go on over to Instagram and find people that maybe engage with you, right? People that are consistently engaging with you on Instagram, and come on over to LinkedIn. Now, first, PSA here, public service announcement, you got to do this from a great LinkedIn profile, okay? And I'm going to have some information for you on that in the next couple days and the next week. But because they don't know this, right? On Instagram, they don't know anything really about you other than the kind of content you share there. But if you bring them over to LinkedIn, and you have a great LinkedIn profile that says that you're a speaker and an author and a coach and a consultant, and who you help and how you support them and the kind of wins you have, right? And the kind of expertise you have and credibility you have, and say, Mary, I just wanted to come on over here to LinkedIn and connect with you because I so appreciate you taking the time to comment on my Instagram posts a lot. And you know what I realized? I don't know, you know more about me than I know about you. And I truly am building I realize the value of building a network, and I want to learn more about you. So I want to come, I'd love to be connected to you here on LinkedIn. So this is less of a one-way street, so I can learn more about you, right? Who isn't going to say yes to that? Now, remember, these are warm leads because they're already following you in other places. Right. Same with like Facebook, right? You can do the same thing if you have a Facebook group or a Facebook page or Twitter or TikTok, any of these platforms. First, take the time to create an amazing, beautiful LinkedIn profile so that you are showing up with like dressed as if you are worthy of their time. And then start to build relationships. And if you're doing this, even if you're just doing this 5 or 10 times a week, you're going to have like maybe 50% of those people are going to end up calls on your calendar because you've taken the time to build actual relationships with them. Does that make sense? Now, I want to talk about the real power in this. And I kind of left this part for last. Your email list. When people connect with you on their email list, clearly they're interested in what you do. Clearly they're leads for you, right? And now if you're on my email list and I haven't done this for you, don't take it personally, because first of all, there's a lot of people on my email list. And second of all, I can't always find you. Okay. And I'm going to talk a little bit about that, but I go in every week and I find 5 or 10 people that open my emails, and I come on over to LinkedIn and I say, hey, Mary, I just want to let you know, I appreciate that you have allowed me into your inbox. I know that is valuable real estate for you. And I appreciate that you let me in there every week with my newsletter. And I just wanted, and I also recognize that it's a one-way conversation. And I truly mean it when I say I like to build actual relationships. So I'd love to know more about you. So I'd love to be connected to you here on LinkedIn. So it's less about me, just talking at you, and you know more about me than I know about you. And I want to know more about you now, right? If you do this with 5 people every week that are following you on your email list, you're going to get some calls on your calendar with really qualified people that are interested in the work that you do. So here's the thing. In all cases, it's not always easy to find these people. If you have, 100 people on your email list, you're going to be lucky if you can find 30 on LinkedIn, because a lot of people sign up for your email list at, Mary, and her email is mary26@gmail.com, right? So you're not able to find her on LinkedIn. So what I've done, and you may have noticed this, is I've moved, in all cases, I ask for first and last name, because it helps me find them, even if their email is like a Gmail or not their business email. If I have their first and last name, I have a better shot of finding them. And sometimes my email service, I use Entreport, and sometimes Entreport will identify the state that they're from, like the area of the world that they're from. Sometimes I can do that. Like if Entreport says, hey, all it means is you were in Florida when you subscribe to my email list. Doesn't mean you live in Florida, right? But if I put in, Mary Smith and Florida, I might have a better shot of finding Mary Smith. And then I can kind of tell if, listen, you can't always 100% tell, is what I'm saying here. So if you're on my email list and I haven't connected with you on LinkedIn, please, first of all, connect with me. But second of all, it's because sometimes I just can't find you, right? But don't go crazy with this. If you have a VA or some kind of an assistant, or if you can even go to like Fiverr or Upwork and ask somebody, export your email list, your email subscribers, and ask them to see how many of them they can find on LinkedIn for you, right? But shift the way you ask for information so that it makes it a little bit easier for you to find them, right? Instead of just asking for first name, get first and last name, right? So Annette is saying, thanks for sharing. I'm glad that these are helpful. I'm glad that they're helpful. You didn't say that. I said that. I'm glad these are helpful, right? So this is so when people ask me, who do I add? How do I build my network? Who do I add so I'm not being spammy? This is what I tell them. Okay. So this is definitely this is a top tip. And it's definitely something you're going to want to start doing. If you put a half hour on your calendar every week for this, you're going to be reaching out to me in a couple of weeks and saying, oh my gosh, why didn't I do this sooner? Right? This is amazing. If you want more tips like this, I have a free masterclass that's on demand. Just go to KarenYankovich.com/masterclass and check that out. We're not selling anything on this masterclass. It's just me giving you a little background into the strategies that I teach and, what I think you could implement to start moving forward with some strong LinkedIn and PR strategy. And KarenYankovich.com/masterclass gets you to that. And remember, if you have a question you want me to answer on this March Madness strategy series, just go to KarenYankovich.com/StreamYard. No, not StreamYard. KarenYankovich.com/SpeakPipe. And I should actually create a banner for that. Maybe I'll do that. Maybe I'll do it on the fly right now, so it'll be here. Wait, I can edit this one. KarenYankovich.com/SpeakPipe. Let's see if I got that right. Yep. Go to KarenYankovich.com/SpeakPipe, and you can leave me an audio, a voice message where you can leave me a question, or you can just email your question to Karen@She'sLinkedUp.com, and happy to answer your question here in one of the upcoming videos in the series. So I hope this was helpful. Remember too, if you want to know what it looks like to get some strong LinkedIn strategy, always open to get on the phone with you. Right now, I'm doing all these calls for the next couple weeks anyway. So KarenYankovich.com/call, put you on my personal calendar, and we can have a quick chat about what it looks like to get you some strategy as we wrap up Q1 and still have plenty of time to make 2023 a hugely profitable year for you. All right. I will see you back here again tomorrow.